It's mind-blowing. And I truly can say I am very, very proud of what I have been able to accomplish, because I am from extremely humble beginnings. I was raised by my grandmother and a little tiny house in Baltimore City, in Baltimore, Maryland. And I am humbled when I think back and I realize all of the incredible, amazing artists and creatives that I've worked with over the years.
Wow. I mean, you mentioned earlier that you've also worked with some other UK artists such as Ellie Goulding and the Sugar Babes. Can you tell us how that came about? Did you have to travel to the UK, or did those artists come to you?
I work with the Sugar Babes. I work with Ellie Goulding. I worked extensively with Rita Ora, and I stayed in London. I mean, 3 or 4 months at a time, you know, working with Rita and doing vocal production for her and getting her vocals right and developing her as an artist. And we're really good friends. And Ellie Goulding, which was a magical experience for me, because I'm such a huge, huge fan of Ellie. And because I am, you know, a arranger when it comes to arranging vocals and stuff, and just watching her work in the studio was literally magical. Wow. And so Ellie Goulding and Sugar Babes. I work with Ellie Goulding in London. I work with the Sugar Babes in LA. Actually, they came to LA, and at one point we shared the same management, and so we went in with Red One in LA. And with Rita, like I said, I spent extensive time in London working with her at Metropolis and SARM Studios and different studios there in London. Wow. And of course, can't forget Rihanna. We spent a lot of time recording in London with Rihanna as well.
Wow, yeah. And you just mentioned again. So can I ask you, because you've written and produced and you've collaborated on multiple album projects, doing the numerous songs with her, she is a multi-platinum selling artist, Rihanna, and obviously many others. Do you find that artists like her become almost like family when you start to work with them on a regular basis?
Oh, my goodness, yes, because you spend so much time with the artist. I mean, so much time. Literally, you know, I worked with Rihanna for 7 albums. So we traveled together. We recorded all over the world. And Rita Ora, the same thing. We traveled together. We had the same management. We were like family. We were. It definitely becomes like that.
Wow. Now, can I ask you, how did you get the name Girl Wonder?
I got the name Girl Wonder when I initially moved to New York from Berkeley, from Boston, actually. I was going to college at Berkeley College of Music in Boston. And I was such a hustler that people would say, it became like a running joke that I was a ghost, right?
Wow.
People would say, Makeba's in the studio here with this artist, and somebody else 20 minutes later would say, no, Makeba's here in this studio with this artist. I just saw her come out of the room. And somebody else in another part of town would say, no, she's here. So people would say, like, I was in multiple places at one time. So they would call me like Girl Wonder, like how Superman could like fly to different locations in a matter of seconds. That's how I got the name Girl Wonder. People would call me that because it would literally seem like I'm in so many multiple places at one time working in the studio. That's how I got that name.
Yeah, I always was curious that, because I love that. And I'm thinking, wow, there must be a story behind that.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. So how did you meet the great team of people that you work with? And obviously you meet new people all the time, but I'm sure you have a team around you like most of the time.
Well, you know what? Like you said, there are so many different teams. Which one are you referring to?
Oh, wow. Do you have a main team, or do you have like different teams depending on which artist or what kind of project you're doing? Or
Yeah, that's pretty much how it is. I mean, when I was working with Rita and Rihanna and Beyonce, that was the Rock Nation team who were managing me at the time. You know, and then for Nashville, Tennessee, that's a different team of people that I work with for the country artists. For when I worked with T.I., we did Live Your Life. That was Atlantic. That was Craig Coleman and that team. So, you know, it's different people that pull things together.
Wow, wow. So how do you find that, because you start to get to know a lot of the artists when you work with them so much, do you begin to know their style and what songs work for them? And have you ever been able to get them to try to do something that they haven't done before?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, with every artist, especially if I've worked with you multiple times, I like to try to push the envelope, and every artist in their heart, with every project and every song, they want to evolve to something else. They want to do something different. So, I think that's a given. I think, when I work with artists, I mean, if I'm just going in with you for the first time, then of course I want to nurture whatever your vision is and whatever you see for yourself. But as we work together and we get to know each other more, I want to push the artist to, go to a different place that maybe they haven't been before.
Wow, I'm sure they are so grateful to you for, helping them to bring out maybe things that they didn't even realize they could do.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. So how has technology helped you? Because obviously these days, everything's technology. We're talking on technology So I heard that you found a way to do a recording session with Rihanna on Skype. Can you tell us a bit more about how that came about?
Yeah, well, what happened was I was in LA and I was preparing for this huge interview that I was doing with the LA Times. And she was in Ireland doing a show. And if I'm not mistaken, the label wanted me to fly out to Ireland because they had this incredible record called Love the Way You Lie that she was going to feature on with Eminem. And the record had to go to mastering in literally like 2 or 3 days. And, we were just thinking about the time difference of me flying out to Ireland. And so I suggested to the label and to the managers at the time, how about if we try to do this session on Skype? I'm almost positive that I can pull it off. I've been working with Rihanna for over 5 years. I know her voice. Let's just try it, and then I had this interview coming up. So they agreed and we set it up and we did it over Skype. Mm-hmm. And of course she knocked it out. I mean, she's such a pro when she goes into the booth, and we just had this way of working together. And I was so thankful for Skype and, for that technology, because I was like, oh, done, and I could still do my interview. And, we weren't flying from country to country trying to make this happen, and it all worked out. So,
Absolutely.
I'm grateful for that kind of technology now.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's more people out there that I'm hoping, will start to embrace it. I'm sure more and more people will. But do you find that, especially now with artists, they're more willing to embrace different types of technology to help the creative process and get projects done, like you did with Rihanna?
Of course. I mean, whatever will get the job done effectively, and we can make it sound like what it's supposed to sound like, and you have really competent people that know what they're doing in those instances. I think artists are definitely open to using those different technologies to get the job done.
Wow. Now, you mentioned earlier a lot of your sort of like people that you would like to work with. Can you tell us if there's any specific artists that you've got your eye on that you haven't yet worked with that you would like to work with in the future?
That I haven't worked with? Well, of course, my dream come true would be to go and work with John Mayer, because, I mean, even just to sit in the room with him and just watch him create, it would just make my life.
Wow.
So incredible. I'm really a huge fan of Chris Martin from Coldplay. I think that he is also incredible songwriter and artist. I would love to go in with, and I cannot forget my all-time, oh my goodness, my life would be set if I had the opportunity to work with Calvin Harris, because he has inspired me in such a way with my dance project, my EDM project. It's a buzz project that I'm throwing out there for my fans and people who have been following my music for so long, and who just really want to hear something from Makeba. I was so inspired by Calvin Harris and his records and what he's been doing. If I had the opportunity to work with him one day, oh my goodness, it would just be so incredible. Okay. And I know for a fact in my heart that we could create magic.
Well, you are the magic behind the music, as I said earlier. So I think, yes, we are putting it out there in the universe for you.
Yes, put it out there.
Yes.
From my lips to God's ears. Calvin Harris, I know.
Is it a dream come true for you when you look at all your songwriting and music producing credits with all the major artists that you've worked with?
Of course. I mean, it's mind blowing to me that these artists have trusted me with their talents and their gifts and trusted me to come in and enhance that. So yeah, it's definitely a dream come true for me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So now it's fantastic. We have our very, very special guest on the Ask Avani Show this afternoon, Ms. Makeba Riddick. We are about to take a short break and we will be right back on the other side after this.
This is the Ask Avani Show, and you're listening to an exclusive preview of a track from Makeba Riddick's new EDM dance EP, Make a Wish.
I'm staring up at the starlight. Remember what we used to say. I think about you all night. Your pictures scattered everywhere.
Good afternoon and welcome back. This is the Ask Avani Show right here on SoMetro Radio. This afternoon we are speaking with our very special guest. Oh yes, singer, songwriter and vocal producer Makeba Riddick. Welcome back.
Hey guys.
We are so excited to have you on the Ask Avani Show this afternoon. Yes, I have so many more questions for you. I know you have a new project coming up and there's so many things that I know you are going to love to tell the listeners out there. In addition to singing and songwriting and the vocal production work, you also have A&R executive experience as well. Please, can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yes, I was an A&R consultant for Epic Records for about 2 years. Back in, I want to say 2007. And at the time, another colleague of mine, friend of mine, songwriter friend of mine from London, Amanda Ghost, was the president there. And she brought me in along with Rock Nation to assist her in artists and repertoire and, helping find artists and songs and,